What's up, everybody? I am back. I thought I'd come on and go live and touch base. um, we have come to the conclusion that we are going to take a break from exploring for right now. It's getting way too cold for us to be outside and stuff like that, so being that it's so cold and half the abandoned places that we go to are outside and stuff like that, we've come to the conclusion we're just going to wait until spring or summer at least. I mean, Tori and Amber said about waiting until summer, but I don't see why we wouldn't be able to go sometime over the spring and start getting back into it and stuff like that. Hopefully all does go well, and that gives us a little bit of extra time to search and find some places that we might be interested in going to and stuff like that. This summer, I do kind of want to go through with everything and take the trip and go to Route 66 or go to Route 666. Just gotta figure it out what weeks we'd be able to do that, because that's not just a weekend type thing. That's a really long trip. We would have to definitely figure it out, especially money-wise, stuff like that. So, figuring all that out, I will get back to you guys as soon as we know if we're definitely going to do that trip. Especially knowing all the circumstances with it. We know the circumstances behind the haunted parts of that road. Finding the time and also, like, making sure that we are prepared for anything that could happen while on that road. We gotta mentally prepare ourselves for that. It's definitely, from what I've seen video-wise on that road, on that location, it's definitely not going to be a walk in the park. It's definitely going to be something that's going to sketch us all out, because we're not going to know how to handle the situations, and we'll probably all keep the fuck out with it. Hopefully by summer, or even by spring for that matter, depending on when in spring we go. I will definitely have to say that I would like an actual camera for that. Just because it can be a little easier in a way. And I mean, I can try and learn how to do some editing and stuff like that on YouTube and stuff like that. I'm still working on it. Like, I haven't really attempted it recently. But editing the videos and doing the same things that everyone on YouTube that does those kind of things does, like the wording and stuff like that, I would really like to eventually learn, just because I feel like it might make it easier rather than just posting a video. and stuff like that. So, hopefully, we can get a camera, maybe even some paranormal equipment. I mean, not quite sure we're going to need paranormal equipment for it, but I did find out that there is also a haunted road in PA, and I think it's called something like the Kelly Road or something like that. I kind of want to experience that before we were to, like, take the next step and go to a even creepier highway, or route, I should say. Just get us used to what we could experience and stuff like that. Experiencing something creepy like that, at least we'd be in the safety of our car, but in the same sense, I know in Hype Mike's video, when they went, your car stops, your radio starts playing on its own, and yeah. I don't know. It could just be really freaking creepy. But in the long run, we'd be in the safety of our protection and have a car to kind of keep us somewhat safe. Even though some things can affect you while in the car. Hearing things, stuff like that. There is a ritual that you can do while on that road. Don't think I would ever want to do the ritual. I've seen what happened during the ritual, and it got creepy, and yeah, I don't know. There would definitely be no sleeping. Hell, if that shit would happen to us, probably just sit there on the side of the road, talk, play music, keep ourselves, or actually, I don't know if we'd be able to play music. As long as we don't do the ritual, I think we'd be okay. But, even if it meant that we had to stop and just stand there and talk, or sit there and talk, just to keep ourselves occupied and stuff like that, until everything were to go back to normal. But seeing what has occurred in Hype Mike's video, I don't think I would ever picture myself doing something like that because of how serious it got. But for sure, not gonna lie, something I kind of have been wanting to do, just because I also not only want to go because of that, but I've also wanted to go check out the route because it is from one of my favorite childhood Disney movies, Cars. Just would have to pinpoint exactly how to get there. That route always pops up. Route 66 always pops up on my Facebook, and I've seen some of the pictures that they have, and some of the things that are lined up along the highway and stuff like that I would love to experience just because of my favorite movie as a kid. And it was only my favorite movie just because when I was younger, and even now I'm still kind of big on it, but I was big on it when I was younger. I think I liked Cars so much because it was based off of actual NASCAR. So, like, it was kind of like a kid's version of NASCAR. But I would love to experience it. Hopefully, they would be as well. I mean, we've all sat down and actually talked about it, and then we kind of, like, got into, like, thinking, like, where else we could go, and where else we could explore and stuff like that. We're trying to find places that are more legal to explore, but without a tour guide, if that makes sense. We found quite a few places in Ocean City, Maryland. So hopefully, if it were to get to the point where, like, say we'd go to Ocean City, Maryland for a weekend trip or something, part of that trip could be, like, we could split up the days where, like, Friday night, when we get down there, we check into the hotel or Airbnb, whatever we decide, and go exploring, or check into the Airbnb Friday, relax, since we all were driving, and stuff like that, and relax for the night, and then even maybe possibly go to the boardwalk that Friday night, and then maybe Saturday, get up, go to the boardwalk, get breakfast, stuff like that, and then maybe go explore. I don't know, or maybe, spend the entire day on the boardwalk for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and then go out exploring, and then come back to the hotel or Airbnb and relax and take our minds off of everything that we might experience while at those places. We haven't come up with any details and haven't really figured it out yet. It's still a work in progress, because I know we all want to make sure that we have the proper equipment and even possibly a proper camera would be nice. And I feel like if we would actually all have our own camera, it would make things easier, just in possession of, like, making it easier. So, like, if we do get split up, all of our points, like, point of views, can be shown when we post the video, then after editing it and stuff like that. It's a work in progress. I want to do some more research and look up how to actually edit and stuff like that. And hopefully, once I figure that out, we'll be able to post videos in a more professional and organized way, rather than just posting random videos, if that makes any sense, or constantly going live right off the bat. At least, with us going live, it makes it easier because it posts right away. But in the same sense, taking that time, that if we'd ever need to shut off the camera for any sort of reason, it would make things easier rather than stopping my live for who knows how long, just to come back on and go from there. Plus, most cameras, if you get a proper camcorder, they have the little band that goes around your hand, so, like, that way if you need to run or anything like that, you don't have to worry about losing the camera, or aka losing your phone. I will say this, we all definitely do need to start figuring out what we're going to wear every time we go, because I feel like sweats is just not an option, or pants that have the side pockets that are slanted. Just something that your belongings can actually be safe in your pockets and not have to worry about, like, if you have to jump over something. Try and benefit yourself a bit and wear, like, actual jeans that have actual pockets, so you don't have to worry about anything sliding out of your pocket. Especially your front pockets, just because it's more beneficial to not losing, like, for instance, vapes, flashlights, keys, phones, stuff like that. I will say this, I've never experienced it, but never, ever, 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 ever have your wallet in your back pocket. If you use, like, an actual wallet that goes into your back pocket, I would never suggest having your wallet in your back pocket, just because you don't want to take the chance of it falling out of your back pocket and you losing your cards and your IDs and stuff like that. When we had explored in Philly, I had actually stuck my wallet in my jacket pocket that zipped. I had a North Face jacket on, so it had the pocket right here on the chest, and it zips. So I stuck it in there and zipped it up. That way, being that I was in that jacket, that way if we went anywhere else, I didn't have to worry about, like, running in my wallet, flying out of my back pocket, and stuff like that. But I definitely will touch base with you guys once we sit down and actually have a conversation. We probably could get away with, finding some time once we're all free and not so busy to find a meetup place, and whether it's my house in my room or a convenience store like Wawa or something like that, and introduce everybody like always. Even though they've already been introduced on my YouTube channel, it's always nice to still, like, touch base and still keep it updated, and always introduce whoever's in the group that way. And not even just constantly, like, once we introduce enough and we're on my YouTube channel quite frequently, our meetups will always happen at least once a month, maybe twice a month, or any time that we come up with a plan of where we're going to go. We'll meet up, we'll discuss it, find a time that we think is best for us to leave, to go to this location and stuff like that. I'm not 100% going to say that we are going to go to the extent where we're not going to probably go to the extent of where Hype Mike and them have, just because some of the things that they have experienced is a little wild and kind of concerning. But I know for sure that I do want to get into the paranormal stuff. I don't know why. I like the paranormal stuff now, and I don't know why. I used to despise it. I couldn't stand it half the time. Because half the stuff that I would half the time, the stuff that would cause me not to sleep at night was, like, the really creepy, like I can't even watch a horror movie without being scared and freaking out and waking up in the middle of the night. That's just how my brain works, and I hate it sometimes. I do like the paranormal stuff. Like, I can sit here and I can watch Hype Mike, I can sit here and watch Graphnix and stuff like that. I can also sit here and watch, like, the scary videos on YouTube of, like, what others have actually experienced paranormal-wise. Yeah, it's a little creepy, because sometimes with people like me, you put it in your head that, like, what the heck would I do if this happened to me type situation. Like, you get those scenarios in your head where you feel like if people that have posted YouTube videos have experienced it, that there's a possibility that one day that could happen to you. And it's just creepy, because some of the things that I have watched is just, some of the videos can just be very disturbing. Like, something that you wouldn't actually think would actually be real. But I've gotten into paranormal stuff a little bit more each and every day since last year. Since I started watching Hype Mike, thanks to my fiance. If it wasn't for Tori getting me into Hype Mike, I don't think I would be on YouTube as much. I'm not the type to sit there and watch YouTube 24/7, but anytime that you catch me watching YouTube, I'm always watching Hype Mike, Graphnix, It's the Morgan. I don't always watch that stuff. Or Jester. Giving them a shout out. They do great in their videos. I mean, I don't think that all their videos are real. I think some of their 3am challenges, like don't go on TikTok at 3am, or don't go on Snapchat at 3am, or stuff like that, I think those are just fake, and they are, sketched out, and, like, purposely planned, or, like, the times that, like, they say that, oh, the Siren Head is lurking outside my house, or the Slenderman's looking outside my house, or the Rake, and stuff like that. I think, and it's hard to believe that it's true, especially when you don't have every single person in the group a part of the video, because it's like, oh, just, go online, find something that looks like the Rake or the Slenderman and stuff like that, and put it on for a video, pretend like you're the Rake and stuff like that. Because, I mean, I've watched the ones that they've posted about the Rake, and it just looks like a costume type thing. Like, it doesn't look like an actual real life monster. I mean, now don't get me wrong, the video of them at the Rake cabin, that I can believe is real. When you got all of them in one place, and then you got something that's popping up on their trail cams that looks really disturbing and weird, I would say that's real. Same goes for the Skinwalker stuff. Skinwalker, I would never want to experience. That shit looks creepy, it's disturbing. The things that they are capable of is just mind-blowing, and disturbing and creepy. But their videos are very put together and organized, and I love that when they do some of their videos, they make it a series rather than just posting one at a time. They make it that they actually do like a series playlist where, like, if you want to go on and watch the whole series, you can literally go on the channel itself and it'll give you a list of every single video for that exact thing that they're doing. And it gives you an option to play all. So once I can figure out how to do all that stuff, I mean, having an actual, like, desktop setup might work better for the editing. But, I do want to get into YouTube just a little bit more than what I used to. Even last year, I wasn't really, like, set on it because we weren't going out enough. We weren't posting the videos enough. Going live makes it easier because of it posting right away, but it's a lot harder to go live and hold your phone like I am right now. I mean, yeah, I could go live all the time and I could just get one of those chest straps that you can strap your phone to your chest, especially over the summer, because then I won't have my winter jacket on or anything like that. I could just put a hoodie on if it's chilly out at night and throw the straps on and connect my phone to it and go from there. You guys will always be able to see, just because we'll have flashlights. You might not be able to see completely everything that we're experiencing because some of our flashlights aren't the brightest. We do need to definitely get in touch with better and brighter lights. That way, when we have a camera, it's easier for you guys to see what we see, instead of just seeing parts where the flashlights are shining, if that makes sense. That way the whole video is not dark and just bits and pieces of the flashlight get caught in the video. If we could find flashlights that are bigger and brighter and a little bit more sufficient, I don't think you guys would have an issue with seeing what we see. It's hard for me to go live and also have a flash on. But definitely we'll touch base with you guys. Hopefully within the next month or so we can sit down and do a meetup and come up with some ideas for this spring and summer, since this year is almost over. Spring's right around the corner, literally, kid you not. I feel like spring and summer are going to be here in no time. In a flip of a switch. Especially after the new year. I feel like the months are just going to start going by. And we're going to end up in spring and summer pretty quickly. But I will touch base with you guys once me, Amber, and Tori decide where we want to go. It's probably just going to be the three of us, unless we can find one other person that wants to get back into it or join. Some things have happened in the last week or so that it's just going to turn out to be us three girls, unless we have one other person that wants to join us. I do kind of want to get Dillion back into it. Once we are more set with the paranormal things that we need and the cameras and stuff like that, just to make it easier. And I mean, it sucks because he's got a 360 camera and you gotta physically hold that shit, and it kind of sucks. But I do think the 360 camera, like, if we'd go to, like, a haunted hotel for the night and we'd stay the night and stuff like that, I think the 360 camera would be dope, just because it would give us a more beneficial level of, like, setting up the phone and camera to patrol the room, depending on if our room's haunted or not, or a little spooky. In a way. Sometimes when you go to haunted hotels, not all the rooms are experiencing the same as, like, the rooms that somebody died in or stuff like that. I have discussed with them about possibly going to the Hotel of Bethlehem, just because it's somewhat local. It's not in Philly, it's not in New Jersey, it's not in Delaware, it's not in Maryland, stuff like that. We came to an agreement after the last time we all went exploring that we were just going to stay local for a bit, just because when we leave and go to Philly, somehow we end up in Delaware. The last time we ended up in New Jersey at a friend's house, and yeah. The exploring, we went to the school that we went to the last time, and dipped out because it was really creepy and shit like that. We dipped out of there, and then somehow, some way, we landed ourselves into Delaware again. Because we were going to go explore a mansion, but the mansion is just so creepy that we never got a chance to even go in. So we drove to Delaware for legit no reason, and we drove from Delaware to New Jersey. So we're trying to stay local for right now. We did find out something. I think I did discuss this on my last live. So, the Nazareth racetrack that we have explored numerous times before and discovered how paranormal it is, you wouldn't think that would be paranormal, but it has definitely gotten very, very, like I said before in my last live, it has gotten very overgrown since last winter. It was crazy to see how overgrown it was since the last time we were all there. barely not being able to even know where the track is because of how overgrown it is on the track itself, rather than off to your left towards the infield area. 191 is a route that also lines up with Route 66. Now, I kind of want to find out what part of 191 can actually be haunted. I'm scared to find that out, because I swear if I find out that the part where the track is the part that's haunted, I think I'm going to lose my mind physically, because being that the track is on 191, because it's on Nazareth Pike, I think would be really, really sketchy to experience some haunted paranormal things on that road. I would love to see what parts of that route in Nazareth is actually haunted. Because heck, instead of going on the track and walking around in the dark and having to guess where you're stepping because your flashlight's not bright enough, or it's just so overgrown that you have no clue where the track is and stuff like that. I would hope that we could find some places that we could explore that don't involve us leaving the car. Especially on days that it's too cold, or days that it's too chilly out, or days that it's too hot out during the day, for that matter. Or really hot out at night still. That way we still got the AC or the windows down to get some airflow going. It would be something different, and hopefully we can explore some things that we haven't explored yet. I have noticed that it might be best if we start going places that you guys have never seen before on my live. Instead of constantly always going to the Nazareth track, or back to Philly to the abandoned school that we went to, and stuff like that. Doing research and actually getting into the really, really paranormal stuff, I think could boost my subscribers and could help a lot with my videos becoming more popular and getting views. Kind of like Hype Mike's videos, where so many people probably rewatch his videos. I mean, I know I do. He doesn't post frequent enough to not have to watch his older videos from years ago or months ago over and over again. And I mean, even watching his videos over and over again, you still sit there and you got the jump scares. You still sit there and you got the moments where you know what's gonna happen, but you still jump out of your skin, or start to mentally freak out, are they gonna make it out alive type deal. Yeah. You still, watching them over and over again, you still get the jump scares, or oh my god, what's gonna happen if they get caught by these legend monsters and stuff like that. His videos are very fun to watch, and I think that's why a lot of people watch them over and over again. And that's kind of how I want my videos to come out. And I would hope they would as well want their videos to be just as popular and stuff like that. I want to get to Hype Mike's level, because I know he probably makes bank from his videos and stuff like that. I mean, come on now, I've watched videos that he's bought 3 houses and has 3 cars, stuff like that. I think he's got 2 Jeeps. I think it's the Ford Focus SRT. I think. I don't know. Half the time when I'm looking at that, when I'm watching the video that's got that car in there, it doesn't really pay attention to the wheel of the steering wheel, so it doesn't show the emblem. I mean, I could always go back and look, but I think it's a Ford Focus SRT, because that's the only way you'd catch me driving a Ford, is if it was a Ford Focus SRT that was souped up. But he makes bank from his videos, and I want to get to that extent at some point down the road. I knew right off the bat that the videos weren't going to be as popular, that we weren't going to take off and have 40-some subscribers and followers and stuff like that right off the bat. Like me and Dillian have discussed before, YouTubers don't start making bank like that and getting subscribers like that. If that's how it worked, I'm pretty sure we would have actually gotten somewhere with our videos before. But otherwise, I'm going to end this video. I will catch you guys later. I will definitely keep in touch with you guys. I will definitely touch base with Amber and Tori and see what day works for them to meet up and do a live so we can touch base with you guys on what we have planned for summer coming up for exploring and some of the paranormal stuff. But yeah, I'm gonna peace out, and I will catch you guys later. Peace.